what you know, but who you know. Those people that you know and be able to attract to your organization, your company as your champions can matter significantly from how you actually intertwine their ideas, be able to communicate very effectively among all your other board members and senior executives. That's how you can quickly speed up your profitability and impact. However, just because you have quote unquote the experts on your panel of champions supposedly, but they're not able to work synchronistically and collectively with each other, those become a detriment. So find out what are the 3 major personas of a founder level and how do you leverage the right experts to accelerate your growth. Healthcare entrepreneurs, are you ready to rewrite the rules for your business so you can have more time off, a great team, and more income while creating a positive social impact? Then you are in the right place. Welcome to The Provider's Edge. I'm your host, Sabrina Runbeck. I'm a provider, an international peak performance keynote speaker, and a best-selling author. Let's open the gateway to profitability for you today. My guests and I help healthcare entrepreneurs and startup founders like you break through barriers so you can control your business, control your life, and control your future. This is your defining moment to be a disruptor in healthcare. As many of healthcare industry have coming up with new innovations, solutions to help us to improve the dynamic and challenges among the different intricacy of the healthcare solution, we also needed to understand each of these innovations have its own hurdles for them to go from one idea to something that's actually revenue generating, validated, and somewhat really proven to be a success, but understanding that sometimes people often get stuck in that level of growth. How do you then go from this just early 7-figure, have created some impact for people to actually recognize you everywhere and truly become the dominant niche and solution for that domain? Whether you are doing healthcare advocacy for mental health in the co-working space, the caregiving space, all the way to a wearable device that can help the sanitary, the diabetic, the AI screening retina for pre-diabetic diseases, and all those other amazing solutions coming out of pipeline. It's not just about what you see anymore as a founder, but understand there are actually 3 different portfolio of each founder's persona. And if you can understand where you're sitting, and then you will know what is lacking. Truly put down the blinders for the right experts to help you. And we all know, at any means, studied by Harvard Business School and Penn Wharton Business School and many others, that the best way for any company, any idea to accelerate is, wait for it, you probably already know, creating high-level strategic partnership. Now, these partners can be those who you invite them on your board, on your executive level to help you, or they can be affiliate channel partners. How do you actually get the right people on board? That's a whole nother topic. But let's begin by talking about the 3 personas of who are the amazing, innovative founders. All right, let's talk about Dr. Olivier Mitchell. And she is a health tech founder who is the problem solver, who has the vision and what we really call them, the visionary. She has been able to generate her company to 4 million revenue. But the major challenge for all visionary is that they have a big picture. They are seeing what we don't see. They have been able to find a solution to solve that problem. But what does that mean for her? Is that she needs the person, what we think of 3 persona, because there are high level on the leadership triad should be 3 people. Now, what she could be struggling is that I'm doing all the things. This is the ultimate best thing. How come people are not recognizing? I am doing everything that I can possibly do, but somehow the industry is not catching up fast enough. The people in the healthcare space who are her colleagues are not seeing the value and able to adapt. And the end users, the patient side, is feeling like, oh, I don't need it. So the struggle has been, how is she going to fast track her idea to really get connected with the right people to create the right strategy and implementing? And most of the time, she's probably working by brute force, because she has the passion to go forward. So she's putting in 80 plus hours a day and 7 days a week and just getting going. And feeling the weight on her body is, how do I sustain this? How do I not burn myself out so I know my big vision can come true? The second persona, what we consider the impactor, is Mark Anthony. He is someone who has the great persona, great at connecting with others, storytelling, really taking that big idea of someone who he connected with and truly believe in that idea, their vision, and making the best market fit for that person. However, on the flip side, Mark's always thinking, wow, I'm getting all these resources. How come people are not working the way that I wanted them to? How come they're just not gelling really well? And sometimes they're getting lost in the doing part. And then he's actually not sure how to decipher who does what in what capacity. And that's why we are needing that person who's looking, who is the influencer. But even just because you can attract the right people doesn't mean all the people that you attract have the right talent and right capacity and right skill set to do what they need to do. Because a impactor is really good at strategizing big vision, high level strategy, but now breaking down to more detail, which means that leads us to the third persona. Our third persona is a implementer. Sarah Thompson is someone who's such a powerhouse. She has being a CEO for a health tech company, who is really good at looking into entire thing of operation and breaking down into detail the process of what goes where, how much more resources. If we have resources right now, where we delegate. But the challenge for Sarah has always been that I'm doing so much. I'm signing. I feel like I'm keep tracking everything. I become a project manager half the time just to make sure people get things done on time. And then sometimes she's disconnected from the larger picture because she got down to the weeds too much and started losing on the side of what that visionary people can truly figure out of, are you actually fitting a market need, or you're just get down to the doing things so much on the ground level that you're not seeing what the high potential and losing out on the high strategy. Therefore, all three founders really truly understand that they need to have right people on their board to help them. And they're at a place that they can actually afford to give away either stocks or monthly retainers for these board members. However, sometimes I have seen is businesses have been growing way too fast in a way of they're onboarding too many different boards, and especially these people who has high titles, right? Multiple letter behind the name, has worked in XYZ bigger company firms, whatnot. But even despite of their experience, both from my personal experience, who I have encountered as clients, as well as those who are being on my board, the common thing that we have been seeing for many of the founders is that just because they hire someone who supposedly have all this experience, but their experience and expertise, even let's say from a tech perspective, was back in the 80s and 90s. And they're not able to actually keep up with the fast, rapid change of today's world. And everything that we're doing is fast moving. What the technology move at speed of light, general healthcare and adaptation is much, much slower. So how do we really bridge that is to be able to have different type of people who are the innovator sides as well on your board and the people who can help you to slow down and not go too fast. But to build it in that way, it's not just bringing on people. We actually have a proprietary process where we bring on faculty level of executive board members. And then it's not just anybody. We have a systematic way of screening them based on their psychological profiling, emotional profiling, how they handle sabotaging tendencies, how they are also aligning with their true blueprint of who they are, their highest purpose, and how they are intertwining in the emotional side of dealing with the nurture side of life, as well as integrating that spiritual as well as physical side. Because who we are born with across all culture have 9 different characters called the body of 9. We also then assess how do you understand who you're born with. That actually triggers the way of your perception based on body features, based on how you even breathe, how you strength, and how are you physically optimized in that position to do. So when we puzzle together, there are really 9 different types of body, 9 physical feature. There are minimum 4 types of index. There's a 10 different way of sabotaging tendency we need to overcome. And there's a whole blueprint of spiritual alignment that is different for everybody that we consider to. And then when we put all those together, we know that is a complete holistic way of putting any expert on your board to help you, because then they actually understand each other's perspective. No longer as a some of my experience, I'm sure you have done it. Oh, this person says that, and it has nothing to do with, let's say, your marketing team, your legal team saying things need to change. Your PR team don't believe you needed to have strategy. Your operational got to the we of the doing part, and then everything start become chaotic. Things don't get done, and you still feel like, oh my God, I'm having all these people supposedly helping me, but it's never really moving in a direction that are forward moving because they're actually pulling you out from this central hub of what should be moving forward, but it's redirecting too many directions. You can't even figure out who to trust anymore, who to listen to. And that overwhelming of decision fatigue is what traps most founders into area of being plateaued on their growth. So you mean more, you can do more, you can be more. Your solution is really impactful for so many different people and level of support. Then what do you have to do now? You are in a position to get to the next level. And you have to be very systematic in screening these people. And if you want to talk more, go to my quick chat with me, calendly.com/Sabrina Runbeck. Happy to give you a little rundown and how we actually help people to put a whole fractional board together and to help you to accelerate into that next level. Now, the role of boards are not just about overcoming challenges. A really holistic board has 3 major domains. That's people and culture with 4 additional advisors, communication visibility with 4 advisors, and the last side is structure and safety with your 4 advisors. So what are each come together as 12? Now, majority of people will probably get stuck on your communication and marketing, which are your branding expert, your sales expert, your PR expert, and your business development and partnership expert. Now, just focusing on those, it's only going to get you started. What we truly need to understand is what's your foundational success? What's your financial profiling? Are you actually able to be profit first 12 months ahead of time? Do you have the legal back end to understand the intricacy? What can be said? What cannot be said? Are you protecting your intellectual property? Are you setting up your business for success to be able to handle the high value and capacity that you're doing and not over-promising and under-delivering? And then what's your own internal infrastructure, that efficiency back end that you have created within your own business? As a tech company, it's not just, oh, we have this amazing solution for others, but are you running the effective way as you're promising for someone else to reach their success? That super aligned. And then lastly, what's your operational value and system that can truly put you on the best path to speed up your success? So those are the four, right? Safety. And then the last part, and actually is a very crucial part that most people ignore, is the people counterattack, which means you do have to have your HR expert to create the internal culture, to understand how to write the right description of a job and then hire the right people and have the right screening process. So we created our own faculty onboarding and screening process with the assessment that we told you, which part are done before onboarding, part after onboarding, to make sure everything is synchronized. Then also we have our talent optimizer, the behaviorist who can understand the psychological profiling and behavior of your clientele as well as your internal. So then you can know how do we shift and puzzle the best talent. And when you already have an existing pool, what else need to be changed so that existing pool can work better together? And who else do you need to bring in to help create better harmony? Then two more. You will need to have a client experience expert in that culture. So you can be that person is really crucial advisor, not just marketing, sales pipeline that I already created. That person need to have the insight into when the client initially get to know you and going through this journey, how they feel supported, how they feel loved, warm up to the idea. And once they convert into a client, what do they need to get from the company and being support and consistently feel like, oh my God, they're so amazing. I want to tell everybody else about it. And I want to share this resource, right? They become your word of mouth, your champions. And then the last part, and it's one of the most crucial part of people culture domain, is your business intuitive. Because we all know when people are now aligned into the highest purpose, then they start wobbling. They start doing so many different things are not getting them to somewhere. Or if they thought they know their purpose and they're doing things, but they are subconsciously, they actually step into different direction and they wonder why the solution or innovation or job that they have is not really getting them where they wanted to be in life. So the true purpose of the board is to align all your resources and work in subdomain of triads and committees to make sure that your entire company is working effectively, efficiently, and getting you to the next level much faster. If you have these people on your board, but they're not clear on exactly what you're doing, you just hand them a bunch of information, say, go do it, create, it's really not helpful, despite of how big and small your company is. An integrated board is also not just about overcoming these challenges and expanding your vision, but it's about pushing the boundaries of what you can be and truly trusting where you can go and believing in this bigger vision. You also don't want it to be in a position where the company grows much faster than the founder's capacity, where they might vote you off. So we truly believe in it's not just about having a very integrated board system, optimizing their peak performance, but at the same time, growing the founder as well and be able to incorporate other assessment for the founders to understand yourself better, to optimize the way that you perceive the world and even interpret what you're trying to say so people can all hop on your wagon and truly supporting who you are, who your company meant to be, and the bigger, true, higher mission and purpose that you meant to be the map maker of the world. As we're seeing, an integrated board is very powerful. For maximizing health tech startups' growth potential, it's bridge together diverse perspective, providing strategic guidance, and driving industry transformation, positioning the startup for success. For the visionaries, influencer, and implementer, as we mentioned in the beginning of this segment, is that these amazing, innovative health tech industry founders consider the value of an integrated board can bring their organization into the next level of support, resources, and strategic insight to overcome the diversity that needed to drive transformation and achieve multi-figure profitable success. The power of an integrated board is not just collective strategic partnership or leveraging their knowledge, but also its ability to foster a culture of collaboration within the industry and inclusion. For visionary like Dr. Olivier, and influencer like Mark, and implementer like Sarah, this means having a supportive environment where their unique strengths are recognized and leveraged, where people don't feel like they're being stretched thin. And they're playing in what we truly call within the freedom compass in our true desire zone. And that's how we wanted to leverage all your support, all your collaborative geniuses into one place. And not actually have the fear of, wow, I have so many people to manage. No, the true people that needed to be where they are to help your phase of your company, they intuitively already formulated solution for you. And you just needed to present with your honest self and what it is that you understand, and share and be okay with exploring things you never even thought of for the right people on the board to help you. And this is the perfect time to take action, as we are also excited about healthcare technology, AI, machine learning, and all the solutions that our large hospital organization and clinics and patients are all thinking about wellness at this point, especially longevity, and how do we really slow down disease progression. We truly wanted to be in the forefront of how to level up your success. If you'd like to hear any additional amazing insights from our panel experts, please make sure you subscribe to our podcast, our YouTube channel, and wherever you happen to listen or watch this segment. And reach out to us. Happy to have a virtual coffee chat to see if we are the right fit. And perhaps we can also put you on the right direction to talk to the right people. I always love to be a power connector. And most of the time, I know I'm not the right person. I don't have the answer, but I can quickly find you the answer within 1 to 2 weeks. All right. So in conclusion, I believe there are always going to be challenges, especially the dynamic field of healthcare. However, there's also a lot of rewards being here. When you are actually have the right system to find, evaluate, and onboard the right people, and then optimize their performance, and knowing how they gel with everybody else that you already have on your staff, and those people who are truly there to support you and not thinking about replacing you, that's all the amazing things that you can create. Until next time.
Thank you for listening. Remember, the positive change we're seeking starts right here with me and you. If you are a fan of the show, or if you are just having struggles or success that you're either experienced in the past or are experiencing now in the healthcare industry, these matter to all of us. I want to hear from you. Visit SabrinaRunbeck.com/connect and send me a direct message. Talk